He was not born a king. He was not born into power. Yet he would rise to unite a divided world, defeat the most powerful Crusader armies of his time, and reclaim Jerusalem without slaughter. His name was Saladin, a warrior remembered not only for victory, but for honor. Saladin was born in 1137 or 1138 in Tikrit in present-day Iraq. His birth was surrounded by exile. On the very night he was born, his family was forced to leave the city. From the beginning, his life was marked by uncertainty and displacement. But destiny was already shaping the boy who would one day confront kings. He grew up in Syria under the rule of Nur ad-Din, a powerful Muslim leader who was fighting against the Crusader states established in the Levant. Young Saladin was not initially known as a great warrior. He was quiet, thoughtful, more interested in religion and scholarship than warfare. But history would soon demand something different from him. The Crusades had begun decades earlier when European armies marched east to capture Jerusalem. They established Crusader kingdoms across the region. Tension between Muslim rulers and Crusader states was constant. The Muslim world, however, was divided, weakened by internal rivalries. Saladin's turning point came when he was sent to Egypt as part of a military expedition. Through political intelligence and patience, he rose in power. In 1169, he became the vizier of Egypt. When Nur ad-Din died, Saladin seized the moment. Step by step, he unified Egypt and Syria under his leadership. For the first time in years, Muslim territories were united under one banner. But unity was only the beginning. Saladin understood something crucial. Defeating the Crusaders would require strategy, patience, and timing. He did not rush into reckless war. He strengthened his army. He built alliances. He prepared. Then came 1187. The Crusader forces, led by King Guy of Jerusalem, marched out to confront Saladin near the horns of Hattin. It was one of the most decisive battles in medieval history, the Battle of Hattin. Saladin chose the battlefield carefully. His forces cut off water supplies in the scorching heat. The Crusader army, exhausted and dehydrated, was surrounded. When the battle ended, the Crusader army was shattered. Thousands were captured. The true cross, one of Christianity's most sacred relics, was seized. The road to Jerusalem was now open, and the world waited to see what Saladin would do. Decades earlier, when Crusaders captured Jerusalem, they massacred thousands of Muslims and Jews. Blood reportedly ran in the streets. Now, Saladin stood before the same city, but he chose differently. In October 1187, Jerusalem surrendered. Saladin did not order a massacre. He allowed civilians to ransom themselves. He permitted Christian worship. He spared lives. Even his enemies respected him. Among them was Richard the Lionheart of England, who would later arrive during the Third Crusade. Richard was a formidable warrior. The two leaders never met face to face, yet they exchanged letters and gestures of respect. When Richard fell ill, Saladin reportedly sent fruit and snow to cool his fever. On the battlefield, they fought fiercely. Off the battlefield, they honored each other. Saladin was not without ruthlessness. He executed certain captured military orders after Hattin. He made hard decisions in war. But compared to the brutality common in medieval conquest, his restraint became legendary. He valued discipline. He valued unity. He valued faith. Under his rule, trade flourished, administration improved, stability returned to lands long ravaged by conflict. Yet power did not corrupt him. When Saladin died in 1993 in Damascus, he left behind vast territories, but very little personal wealth. It is said that there was barely enough money in his treasury to pay for his funeral. A conqueror who died without riches, a ruler who chose mercy over revenge, a warrior who defeated Crusader kings not only with sword, but with character. Saladin's legacy endures not because he conquered, but because he showed that strength and honor can exist together. In an age of brutality, he became a symbol of chivalry. In a time of division, he brought unity. In the shadow of endless war, he left behind respect. Saladin, the warrior who defeated the Crusaders and the leader who proved that true power lies not only in conquest, but in restraint.
Hello.
We're excited to show you our native speech capabilities.